Welcome back. My name is Audra. Are you looking for a simple formula to make homemade raw meals that are complete and balanced, but you are completely confused? Are you looking for an easy to follow essential guide you can download and stick on your fridge? Well, got you covered. I'll go through the formula, and at the end of this video, you can download the 101 Essentials Guide for free. It's a snapshot of our Feeding Adult Dogs a Raw Diet online course. All the links are below for the details. Really, formulating the perfect raw diet for your dog is not hard. It just takes some knowledge and some time. Stick around. Here it is in 15 minutes or less. So, are you already feeding a raw diet, or are you just starting out the beginning of your journey and doing your research to make sure you get it right? This video is for both of you. Beginner researcher, I applaud you for taking the first steps. You will see a massive change in your dogs pretty much within the first week, and you won't regret it. Seasoned feeders, got you covered too. Things change, thinking changes, and it's always great to keep up to date with things like this. On a daily basis, I read study after study on the science behind a species-appropriate diet. And since I started out nearly 13 years ago, there have been so many tweaks and refinements. It's a learning curve, right? While you're at it, please like and subscribe. It helps us create more content like this for you guys. Okay, well, there are several benefits when you choose to make your own raw mixes. You can really control exactly the ingredients and customise to your dog's requirements and taste. You can meal prep in advance to save you time, and it saves you heaps of money. It's much cheaper than buying the pre-made frozen mixes, and you're not locked into the pet grade ingredients almost all of those companies that make these particular pre-made raw mixes use to keep their costs down. And you can address any health issues your individual dog has. Diet is not one size fits all. I do not do well with wheat gluten. My husband, on the other hand, can eat sandwiches morning, noon and night with no issues. Not that I'm saying that dogs should ever eat wheat or sandwiches. So, what is the simple formula to make homemade raw meals? As I mentioned at the end of this video, there's a completely free downloadable 101 Essentials Guide you can stick on your fridge for reference. So, let's start at the beginning. When preparing raw food for your dog, it's important to understand there is no single bowl of food that can be labelled as complete or balanced. Instead, achieving a complete and balanced diet for your dog is a process that occurs over time. The key is to offer a wide variety of foods consistently, ensuring that your dog receives a broad spectrum of nutrients. Can you imagine a human nutritionist giving you a recipe for a single meal that will fulfill every single nutrient requirement you have for the rest of your life? Heck no. Just like humans, dogs benefit from a diverse diet that includes a range of proteins, vegetables, fruits, fats, vitamins, and minerals. By mixing up their meals on a daily basis, you can ensure that your dog receives a balanced array of nutrients, promoting optimal health and well-being. So, while there may not be a single perfect dog meal for your dog, consistently offering a varied variety of foods in their diets will help to ensure that they receive all the essential nutrients they need to thrive. This concept is the cornerstone of creating the perfect long-term diet for your dog. Don't sweat the small stuff. If today's bowl is missing something, tomorrow's bowl will fill that gap. And if that's all you get from this video, then I'm a happy woman. I spent far too long stressing out over each and every meal. It started to make me really unhappy because all I've ever wanted for my dog was the very best I could give. But I felt like I was failing. I wasn't, and you're not either. Remember, balance over time. Okay, now there are 8 key food groups required to create a complete and balanced diet over time. Number 1, that's muscle meats, protein. Number 2, organ meats, that's offal. Number 3, eggs, cooked or raw, including the shells. Number 4, seafood, raw and fresh, as well as some tinned, is fabulous. Number 5, raw meaty bones. They're both the edible type and the recreational type. I'll go into that later. Number 6, cooked vegetables. Number 7, fruits and seeds. And lastly, but not least, number 8, quality oils or fats. Okay, let's start at the beginning of this formula. Boneless meat make up 50% of their recommended daily intake of food. This includes everything from beef, venison, chicken, pork, lamb, kangaroo, rabbit, goat, quail, turkey, water buffalo, camel, horse, fish, shellfish, oysters, mollusks like mussels, for example. There's a link below to a video specifically about all things seafood. Check it out after this one. Eggs fall into their own category under the 70% protein umbrella. Whole eggs, raw or cooked, are a fantastic bowl addition and fall under this 50% recommended daily intake ratio. Next up are boneless muscular organs, and they make up 20% of their meals on a daily basis. Now, what are muscular organs, I hear you asking? These meats include heart, lungs, tongue, tendons, trachea, that's the throat, green tripe, that's the lining of the stomach, pizzle, that's the penis, uterus, you know what that is, and intestines. I like to feed heart to my dogs almost daily as it's packed full of taurine, an essential amino acid that they can produce in their own bodies, but only in very small amounts. Next up are the nutritional powerhouses of their diet, secreting organs or offal. These should make up 10% in total of their meals. But it's important to note not all organs are made the same or equal, and different organs from different animals all have different nutrient profiles. A great example of this is beef liver. It has a much higher copper content than chicken liver does. But while it is good to know, it can cause a lot of stress for you when trying to balance their meals. The most important thing for you to know is not the vitamin and mineral content of every type of organ that you can compare. No need to memorise anything, but rather to always remember that balance happens over time. Again, it is impossible to achieve this in a single bowl. Do not stress. Just remember to mix up the source of the offals over time, and balance just happens. Now, here's the only really tricky part of creating a complete and balanced diet. Offal, or organs, come in two categories. There's the secreting type, that is the organs that secrete or make something, and then there's the non-secreting type, those that do not produce anything to do their jobs. Liver is a nutrient-dense powerhouse. Choose liver from multiple sources, beef, lamb, chicken, pork, or any other animal source, just not kangaroo due to parasites that can be found in their offal. Feed a variety, as every animal liver has a different nutrient value. Liver should make up only 2% of the 10% total value every day. So what about the other 8% that are remaining? Mix up the organs and choose from both the secreting type and the non-secreting type. That is, the secreting type, kidneys, brains, pancreas, spleen, eyeballs, testicles, ovaries, and then the non-secreting types, which are the lungs, the gizzards, the intestines, and the giblets. Again, this is the trickiest part of feeding raw mixes, and this is always the part that causes the most stress for people. But as I said, there is no need for you to memorise the nutrient values of every organ from every animal source. Just mix them up. You'll achieve balance without all the stress. Next up, you need to get the calcium and mineral balance right. The calcium rule simply means 10% of your adult dog's total diet needs to be bones. Puppies need at least 12 to 15% bone matter. Your dog needs a steady supply of minerals and trace minerals. If your dog is missing these minerals, things can go very, very wrong. He can develop crippling joint disease, heart issues, seizures, and more. That might sound frightening, but it's easy to get this step right with simply adding bones. Bone is made up of about 65% minerals, including phosphorus, magnesium, and zinc, and most importantly, calcium. Your dog needs a steady supply of these minerals, particularly calcium. Meat without any bone at all contains a lot of phosphorus and has very little calcium in it. So, if the diet is too low in calcium, you'll often see bone and joint disease, especially in growing puppies. To keep your dog's bone content at the 10% range, you need some of his meat to have bone matter in it. Start with meaty bones you can find at your butcher or local pet store and offer these to him 2 or 3 times a week. But there's a simple time-saving hack to ensure your dogs meet that 10% rule, as not all bones are made equal. We have a video that focuses only on bones and which are the best ones to feed your dog in the link below. It also gives you a handy cheat sheet to give you an idea of how much calcium and phosphorus and minerals are actually in each cut of bone matter. And second last are vegetables, fruits and seeds. These should only make up 10% of their daily food. There are some common misconceptions about plant matter for dogs. The most common one is that dogs really do not need it in their diets. Second one is raw vegetables are best, as the nutrient losses that occur during the cooking process make it pretty much a waste of time feeding them anyway. Both are completely incorrect. All you need to know is that vegetable matter needs to be cooked to enable absorption. And the seeds that you feed need to be either ground into a fine powder or soaked overnight in water, or coconut milk to break down their cellular walls. Well, lots of people argue with me about veggies for dogs. Well, here I am debunking this. There are several reasons why I believe veggies are so good to include in your dog's diets. They fill any vitamin or mineral gaps that may be present. Beefsteak, for example, does not supply vitamin C like a carrot can. Our farmed meat supply chain has also created animals that simply aren't as healthy as they once were when they were grazing in the wild, and they have lower vitamin and mineral counts than their predecessors did. Those veggies make up for this to a certain degree. Vegetable and fruit matter also contain insoluble fibre, which is vital for gut microbiome health. In simple terms, insoluble fibre is all the prebiotics they will ever need. There are some veggies that you should avoid, though. These include all the starchy white ones, like potatoes, taro, and to a certain degree sweet potatoes, peas, and sweet corn, which are also high in complex carbs and sugars. Now, seeds. All seeds such as hemp, flax or linseed and chia seeds need to be activated or ground before feeding, as I've already mentioned. That means they're either soaked overnight in water or coconut milk, or ground into a fine powder to enable nutrient absorption. The key takeouts here with your veggies and seeds are: A, cooked vegetable matter is easily digested. B, cooked veggies provide added vitamins and minerals that are missing from protein-based diets alone. C, they are the perfect all-natural prebiotic. No need to waste a small fortune on those dog-friendly prebiotic powders that are very, very expensive. Just feed them cooked pumpkin and fibrous leafy vegetables like kale and spinach. And D, lastly, they're a great way to stretch those meals out and save you some money too. And there is one more puzzle piece that you can add on rotation every couple of days, and these are good quality fats or oils. These include my all-time favourite extra virgin coconut oil, hemp seed oil, and flax or linseed oil, same thing. Extra virgin olive oil is also fine, but the coconut, flax and hemp have other beneficial properties, making them superior for your dog's overall health. You only need a small amount, around 1 teaspoon per 5 kilos of body weight. So there you have it, the base formula to create your own complete and balanced meals at home. If you've got this far, I really recommend you check out the other links below to the other videos we've done. These are all in depth and will empower you with the knowledge and confidence to go forth and create the best damn bowl of food for your dog.